Good afternoon, Jigyasu, Yanshika, Ankur, Yug, and all others those who are here. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Hmm. So today we are going to start with section formula, and with this we'll start with the next exercise, which is the last exercise of this chapter. As I've told you already that the last exercise means 7.3 is cut, so till 7.2 we are going to do. What is section formula? See this: if there is a line, we can say there are 2 points lying here. One, this point. Let the coordinates of this point be x1, comma y1, and the coordinates of point B, let it be x2 and y2 as usual, the way we have written in the first exercise. Let a line cuts this line into some ratio. Suppose this line cut this line AB in not in two equal parts, but it in some ratio. Okay. Yes, Daljit ma'am, it is chapter number 7 going on, and exercise 7.2 we are going to start today. So section formula we are discussing. So between A and B there is one more point. Let this point be point P, and the coordinates of P are x comma y. Suppose if this is given, that the coordinates of A are given and coordinates of B are given, and one ratio is given, m1 ratio m2, means P is dividing this line AB into two parts in this ratio. So if a point is dividing a line into two ratio, then how we can calculate this? And what are the coordinates of this point? Yes, the ratio can be equal, Sanya. Yeah. So in this, we have to check out now how to know that what are the coordinates of point P, which is cutting AB into some ratio, and let that ratio be m1 ratio m2. In this case, the value of x and y, how we can calculate? How we can calculate the coordinates of x, P? So just write it is a section formula. To calculate the value of x, the formula is x1 m2 plus x2 m1 upon m1 plus m2. And how to calculate y? y1 m2 plus y2 m1 upon m1 plus m2. Okay, so this is the formula, just note it down. And how to learn this? It is very easy. If you are writing x1 1, then from the ratio you have to take m2, means with 1 it should be 2, 1 and 2 together. Then after that, if you are writing x2, then with x2 it should be the first ratio, means m1. 1 2 2 1 means 1 and 2 should be together. It can't be x1 m1. It is x1 m2 plus x2 m1 upon m1 plus m2. After that, if you are calculating y, then we have to take the y coordinates only. y1 m2 plus y2 m1 upon m1 plus m2. Just note it down. Rest you will be able to understand when I'll give you an example, means from the exercise when we'll start the question. Okay, after this, write one more thing. In case the ratio is 1:1. What is the ratio? This is the ratio. In the first, in this part which I've explained, now the ratio is m1 ratio m2. Now I am saying that this ratio is defined and it is 1:1. If the ratio is 1:1, then formula will get changed. See this, x1 m2, m2 is 1, so x1 multiplied by 1 plus x2 m1 is also 1 upon m1 plus m2 is 1:1, 1 plus 1. As the ratio is 1:1, so m1 and m2 both are 1 and 1. So in place of m1 and m2, I have written everywhere 1 1 1 1. Here also I am writing in place of m1 and m2 1. This is one case. Just write in case the ratio is this. It is x1 into 1 x1, x2 into 1 x2 upon 2. So in this case, x will be calculated with the help of this very easy formula. X is equal to x1 plus x2 upon 2 and y is equal to y1 plus y2 upon 2. And this is possible. This formula you can use if ratio is 1:1. Just note it down in your notebook. You have to write whatever we have written till now. Written. So one formula, and from the same formula I have derived one more formula. If the ratio is 1:1, then directly you can use this formula. It will help us to understand some of the questions. Okay. So moving on with the exercise 7.2. Just write exercise 7.2, question number 1. Find the coordinates. Those who have not understood, those who have come late, just listen to this solution and see to this solution very carefully. You will be able to understand. Find the coordinates of the point which divides the join of this and this in the ratio 2:3. So let see, find the coordinates of the point. We don't know which point is that which is dividing the join of this and this. Let me draw a figure for you so that you will be able to understand. So let this point be A, this -1, 7, and let this point be point B, 4, -3. Okay, and find the coordinates of the point which divides the join of this and this. See, we have joined this and this point. Okay, and it is divided by another point. Let this point be D, and it is dividing, this point is dividing the line AB into the ratio of 2:3. So ratio is given, x1, see x1, y1, x2, y2 is given, m1, m2 is given. You have to calculate the coordinates of the point which is dividing. So which is that point? This is point D, and the coordinates of point D be x, y. So you need to write a statement for this. Let point D with the coordinates x, y divides AB in the ratio of 2:3. Now by section formula, in which is x equals to x1 m2 plus x2 m1 upon m1 plus m2, and write the same for y also. Y is equals to y1 m2 plus y2 m1 upon m1 plus m2. So after writing this, just write which coordinates we are going to calculate now. We are going to calculate the coordinates of point D. Now calculating x. So let us see what are the values of x1 and m2. See, what is x1? X1. Fine. So writing here, x1 is -1 in bracket, multiply m2. What is m2? This is m2. See this? This is m2. M1 is to m2. I have told you, no? M1 is to m2. This is m1, and first the ratio first is m1 and this is m2. In the same way, so m2 is 3 plus x2. X2 is here 4, multiply m1. M1 is 2 again. And in the denominator we have m1 plus m2. So 2 plus 3. So y also in the same way we can calculate. M1 is 7, then 3 plus y2 is -3. See, this is y1 and y2. Okay. Then multiply by 2 is m1. Then 2 plus 3. Solving it, and 21 minus 6 by 5. So y is equal to, and x is equal to this. So x is equal to -5. Sorry, it is 5 upon 5, and y is equal to 15 upon 5. 1, 3. So what are the coordinates of D? 1, 3. This is the answer. Note it down. You have to do in this way. Is it clear to you all? Okay. If the first basic question is clear, then exercise will be very easy for you. This is the first and the basic question from this exercise. Now let us do one more, the second question. Question number 2 from your book. Find the coordinates of the points of trisection of the line segment joining this and this. So this is question 2, in which it is written that there is a line which is made by joining of these 2 points. Let's draw a line. Made by joining of these 2 points. So the first point is 4 comma minus 1 and second point is minus 2 comma minus 3. Harsh, we should write in our exams always, whenever a formula is used, we should write the formula. I used to write so that you should be able to learn the formula. Okay, and we should write in our notebook at least. Yeah, the same habit will be there in while giving exam. So Ankur is saying, sir, it is dividing in 3 points. Yes. Okay, you want to see question 1? Those who have not written question 1, just see once. Is it done, Sanya? You asked. Be quick. So now, so it is a point here named A, and this is a point. Let this point be point B. Now find the coordinates of those points of the points of trisection of line segment. Trisection means to divide this line into 3 equal parts. Not only 3 parts, but we should say 3 equal parts. So one this point, and let one more point this. Now these 2 points is dividing the line into 3 parts, and these 3 parts should be equal to each other. Means it should be like 1 ratio 1 ratio 1, equal ratio, 1 is to 1 is to 1. Okay, this is whenever it says no, these are a point is dividing into 2 equal parts, then it is 1 is to 1. It is saying that it is there is a trisection. Trisection means to divide into 3 equal parts. Fine. Now let these points be P, and let this point be point Q, and let the coordinates be A comma B and C comma D. Now listen to this very carefully. When you are going to calculate, see, first of all we have to write the statement. Statement is essential in this. Let P, A comma B and Q, yes, you can do that, Sanya, Q, C comma D be the points trisecting the join of A and D. So the line A and B. So the line AB is trisected by the 2 points P and Q. So we have to calculate now the coordinates of P and Q. Just write here P. And if you are calculating the coordinates of, yes Harsh, I have not understood this statement. This statement, question number 2 you're talking about, same. This, Kunal, I'm removing you from the class. No need to attend. He is lying down enjoying. So here the points P and Q with the points trisecting the join of A and B means the line AB is trisected by point P and Q. Means it is dividing, P and Q are dividing this line into 3 equal parts. So the ratio will be 1:1:1. Whenever it is equal, it will be 1:1:1. So now how to calculate the coordinates of point P? While calculating the coordinates of point P, the ratio will be just right here. In this case, ratio is 1:2. Look here now. If you are calculating the coordinates of point P, so before point P we have this 1, and after point P till here we have this 2. So the ratio will be 1:2 while calculating point P. While calculating the coordinates of point P, whereas this we have to assume. You can assume anything here. A, B, C, D, P, Q, R, S, whatever. You can join, you can leave and join again, Devansh. So A, B, C, D are the coordinates we can assume. Okay, Divyam. Now, before this ratio, we have, see this point. Just look at this point. We have to just calculate the coordinates of point P, which is AB. So to take out the value of AB, we should see here that the point is lying here. And before this point, we have this, the ratio 1. Then this side till B, we have 1 plus 1, that is 2. So ratio that we have to take is 1:2 if there are 2 points like this. So ratio will be 1:2. So how to calculate now? Right, by using section formula. Now here we are not calculating the value of x and y, we are calculating the value of A and B. So we'll write here A and we'll write here B. And formula is just same, because these are considered as x1, y1, and this is considered as x2, y2. Now what is x1? X1 is 4 into what is m2? M2 is, this is m1 is to m2. M2 is 2. Plus what is x2? X2 is -2. And what is m1? M1 is 1. Upon m1 plus m2. 1 plus 2. Y1. Y1 is -1. And m2. M2 is 2. Plus y2. Y2 is -3. Multiply m1. M1 is 1. Upon 1 plus 2. So it is 8 minus 2 upon 3. And here -2 minus 3 upon 3. So here we have 6/3, which is equal to 2. And here we have -5/3. So these are the coordinates of point P, A 2 and B minus 5 by 3. So we'll write at the end coordinates of point P are 2 comma minus 5 by 3. So these are the values of A and B. Have we ever done no A, B? So A and B we got the values. So this way we have to calculate the coordinates. So till now we have calculated the coordinates of point P. Now we have to calculate the coordinates of point 2. Now listen it again. What ratio should be taken? At this point, this side we have only 1 and this side we have 2. Why we are considering these two ratios together? Because how to calculate the coordinates of Q? It is possible with the help of point A and point B, because this and this are given points. So from Q to point B we have only 1 written here, and from Q to point A we have 1 and 1. Total 2 is written here. So 2:1 will be the ratio while calculating the coordinates of Q. So just write here now. Now calculating the coordinates of Q, which is C comma D. So ratio in this case is 2:1. Again, section formula. We are calculating C and D, the value of C and the value of D. Again, look here. X1, Y1, X2, Y2 are same. So 4 is X1 and M2 is 1 plus minus 2 into 2 upon 1 plus 2. So this is C and D Y1 M2. So Y1 and Y2, let me see. Y1 is minus 1 and Y2 is minus 3. Y1 is minus 1 and Y2 is minus 3. So Y1 into M2, M2 is 1, and Y2 into M1, M1 is 2 upon M1 plus M2. So it is 4 minus 4 upon 3 and D minus 1 minus 6 upon 3. So it is minus 7 by 3 and it is 0 by 3, that will be 0. So these are the coordinates. You can take ratio 1:1, Abhishek, in the second case. If you want to solve from this point and this point the value of Q, you can solve by 1:1. This you want to ask, can't we solve with the help of P and B? Because P we have calculated, we can use midpoint one formula, that the same. If you are using this value and this value, then you can calculate Q by 1:1. So the coordinates of point Q are 0, minus 7 by 3. Abhishek, just tell me in which point you are confused. In the first part, I have took this ratio. In this also you are confused. Why you have not taken 1:1, sir? Why you are taking 1:2? Are you confused here? Yes or no? No. It means you are confused in the second one. Sir, why you have took 2:1? I want to solve it by 1:1 and with the help of point P and B. Is it? Yes. Very good. Then you can do that. Fine. Yeah. Yeah, as it is the starting, so I am not introducing it in this question to all the students, but we can do that. Now this question is also done. Moving on to the next question. Question number 3, try by your own one time. If you will not be able to understand the statement, then ask me tomorrow. Okay. So now that is question number 4. I have highlighted. This is question number 4. Find the ratio. Now we have to calculate the ratio. Find the ratio in which the line segment joining the points this and this is divided by this. Means all the points are given. It is like a line segment minus 3 comma 10 and 6 comma minus 8 is divided by point, let it be point D, and which is given minus 1 comma 6. Third question we have to do, Jay, but we'll discuss tomorrow. I have given you for the homework. Just see it by yourself one time. Okay, after the class. And if you are not able to understand the question, then ask me tomorrow. I'll explain that tomorrow. Okay. Right now, in the continuation, I want to know you more. The next question is the different. So that's why I have started with fourth. Now, so everything is given, but we don't know what is the ratio. So let the ratio be k is to 1. Now, as might be there, it is there in your mind that's a ratio you have told us in the formula. It is m1 is to m2. But if you want to solve, if you want to calculate the ratio, then this is the best option. This you can assume. Why it is possible? M1 is to M2. Say this, M1 is to M2. Bring this M2 this side. It will be visible like this. Now M1 is to M2, M1 upon M2, I am assuming K. Now in this way, I have shortened this. So this will help you to solve the value of the ratio easily. So how to calculate now? Right, let D, the point D, minus 1 comma 6 divides AB into which ratio? Into K is to 1. So let D minus 1 comma 6 divides AB into which ratio? K ratio 1. So you should do it by K ratio 1, which is an easier form. So by section formula, now what are the points? Now X is given like one more thing. Why we have written this? Why we have written this ratio means why we have written k is to 1, so that we can solve it in a shorter way. Okay, now we know that here the value of k is not given, but here this value is given. Okay, leave, let me explain you with this. So what is x1? X1 is minus 1 is equals to, see this, what is x? X is minus 1, this is x, this is x1, and this is x2. So x is minus 1, then x1 is minus 3, and the ratio m2 is 1 plus x2 is 6, and m1 is k upon k plus 1. Clear? Let us solve this. Minus 3 plus 6k upon k plus 1. Cross multiply. Minus k minus 1 is equal to minus 3 plus 6k. Then bring this 6k this side. Is minus 6k is equal to minus 3 plus 1. is minus 2 and minus 7k. So minus minus cancels out. So k is equals to 2 by 7. So there is no need to solve the other part, as you're going to get the same answer from the other part also. So we can leave this. Only from the x part we'll be able to take out the value of the ratio. So what is the ratio? Ratio we have assumed k ratio 1. And what is the value of k here? 2 by 7. Ratio 1. Now bring this 7 this side. It will be written as 2 ratio 7 in this way. This way it will become easy for you to solve, because we have to use only one part. Either you can take out by y coordinates or you can take out by x coordinates. Okay, so I have used here x coordinates, x, x1 and x2 with m1 and m2. So with this way we will be able to find out the value of k, and just put the value of k here in the ratio which we have assumed in the starting. K is to 1, 2 by 7 is to 1, bring this 7 this side, 2 is to 7. Note it down. Question 3 is your homework. Rest. Let us see, we'll be able to complete the chapter tomorrow. If we'll be able to complete it by tomorrow, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions are left. Okay. Maybe not. So if the chapter will not be able to complete tomorrow, then day after tomorrow, it will get completed in 15 minutes. And after that, I'll tell you the planning for the week, how we are going to revise. After this, no revision process will get started. I am not completing one more chapter after this. Okay, just revision, and the syllabus, you know, it is 1 to 7. Chapter number 1 to chapter number 7 is there in your syllabus. And for this syllabus, we'll start our revision. And one more thing, assignment I have given you. That discussion of the assignment will be on this week, that I'll tell you tomorrow. Let me see when the chapter will get complete. This week there will be a discussion on this assignment. Doubts will be taken on that day. It can be Thursday or Friday. Okay, assignment I have given of chapter number which 3, 4 and 5, I guess. Yeah, bye, take care. We will continue tomorrow.